You sit that in your bag and you're like, oh. Whereas that, nice, see, good. G'day team, Andy here for GSR. Ping's latest iron is the i230. A lot of players are using this on tour. It's the update from the i210. What are the features? Let's go through them. So the first thing is they're claiming that the sound is different. We'll have a look at that in a moment. There is a 4-layer cavity badge that damps the undesirable frequencies, and I think they're talking a little bit about the sort of tinginess of some Ping clubs, and it seems to be in the modern era that we're a bit more interested in sort of the thud and the do than we are the ting. They've got a lower center of gravity in this one, so they've just moved that down the face of touch. Helps with a little bit of launch, I would imagine. They've actually rounded this edge a touch, and that helps expose the bounce a little more at the back, which in turn is going to help you dig less. They've got the precision milled Micro Max grooves, beautiful grooves, and the Hydro Pearl 2.0 chrome finish, which helps keep the spin up in wet conditions. Oh, and there actually is one more. The long irons in the i230 are a little smaller. So the mid and the short irons stay about the same size as the i210s. They call it the tour preferred look because pros tend to like to look down and see it be a bit more sort of tighter and a bit more compact. So that's what they've done with the long ones. And the aesthetic has changed a lot. The i210, to be honest, was actually quite ugly. Forgive me, this is actually just an old fitting head that we had, but I mean, I don't want to be mean because golf producers work long and hard to create this, but that is ugly to me. You sit that in your bag and you're like, oh. Whereas that, nice, see, good, complete, and this looks like one piece of meat, whereas that there, no, just weird. Just weird, sorry, please, weird. Nice. Let's hit a few. Oh, it's a bit fatty. I'll hit 5 and we'll just take it off the 3 best strikes. Oh, I've just about missed that. Ugh, yucky, yucky. Oh, that's coming out longy. Ooh, hooky, hooky. Bit hooky. See, that's going pretty long, but I think it's just because I'm pulling it a bit. But I would normally like my 7-iron being a bit more sort of 155, 165, so these pulls are coming out a bit hot. There we go. That's a golf shot. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh, that was a dog. I hit one more. I need 3 good strikes. Nice. Okay. I have had yes, I have had a hole-in-one in a simulator. I remember once, I think I was in a fitting, and I was just trying to show someone like, cool, so when you do this, you need to do this. I just grabbed the club, hit it straight in the hole, and they're like, are you God? I think you might be God. I was like, I am the savior of man, correct? We've made a few club reviews now on YouTube. Quite a few comments going, why don't you compare the last generation to the new one? I see how you think that's a really good idea, but it actually isn't. I'm gonna do it anyway, just so you can see. Here's why. To show these micro differences between these clubs, you need to hit thousands of balls and it needs to be hit in the exact same spot of the club every single time. That's why when it comes to like proper testing of a golf club, you don't leave it up to Andy in a simulator, you leave it up to the likes of my Golf Spy and actual like the Iron Byron thing that Ping has. Before you can make wild claims that this is definitely better than that, by this amount, you need a large data set and it needs to be basically a robot doing it. Anyway, i210. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's nice. I mean, don't be wrong, the last club felt really nice too. Get in for beers. Oh, I've lost that one. Not bad for a loss. Cool, let's get one more reasonable strike. All right, just before I hit this ball, if you found value in what we're doing here, do subscribe. That's the best way you can support this channel and move it forward. This is all I want to do in my life is make golf videos, and we're slowly but surely moving in the right direction. If you found value in this, hit subscribe. If you found no value, I don't know, go do something else. Oh, that will do. It's a bit sort of fall out of the sky, a bit fat, but okay. All right, we'll consider that, that's fine. Right, I'm gonna leave the best 3 shots in and we'll base it off ball speed. So the first one of the i210 up here, we'll get rid of that because that was no good. And then we'll get rid of that one. And then we're down with 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of this one here. Cool. And then in the i230, we will get rid of, gee, they're all reasonably good. There's the one that flared right. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. Now we will compare. So we're taking the best 3 of each. Okay, so looking at that straight away, you're thinking, oh my God, the i210 is a better club. It goes faster, it spins more, and it goes further. Well, we then have to take into context the fact that I actually hit them basically long and left, and look at the dispersion on those. So that red there shows where all the balls went, whereas if we look at the i230, it's all in the green there, a little bit tighter. So really, if I was to be crude, I'd say that doesn't really tell us much. Only that I was hitting long, powerful pulls, and I was hitting nice, spinny, straight down the middle with this. What is the takeaway? Well, this is why I'm not a huge fan of doing generation before to generation now. To actually actualize these differences, you really need to hit thousands of balls with a robot and hit it out of the same spot every single time to notice these micro differences that they've created with the new generations. And then you're like, well, that sucks. And you're like, yeah, but these things are all so good now. To actually improve it's quite hard. But there is one difference that I noticed that I think is very tangible, and that is the sound of this club. So the new i230, what can we say about this? Well, aesthetics, number one, they've absolutely nailed that. It is a heck of a lot better than the previous, so I'll take that. The sound, yep, it's different. It's very on trend. I don't particularly get too worried about sound, but it's nice. I like the idea of the more compact, longer irons. I don't like looking down as though it's gonna be some sort of like spoony type thing, so I think that's a win. Does it perform better? Well, it's going to be hard to see that without hitting, as I say, lots and lots of balls. If I had to pick between the two and they're both available on the shelf, I'd pick that every single time. So if you're after a tour style iron that's got that forgiveness, let's say you're kind of like somewhere between sort of a 6 and a 0 handicap, you don't want blades, you want some ball speed, this may just be something worth trying. All right, see you next time. Nice.